Jack Rivers had seen many strange things in his life. Space wrecks, abandoned stations, and drifting freighters were normal to him. But nothing could have prepared him for this. He stepped into the massive auction hall, located on a neutral asteroid deep in unexplored space. The hall was packed with alien species of every shape and color. Tall ones, short ones, tentacled ones, and some that seemed made entirely of light floated in the crowd. Everyone was here for one reason: the prize. The prize was a starship. Not just any starship, a 111-year-old alien warship, abandoned for over a century, legendary, feared, rumored to be cursed. Stories said every species that tried to claim it vanished. No one had dared touch it in decades. And now it was on auction. Jack walked through the crowd casually. His cargo suit was dusty. His ship, the Rusty Luck, sat quietly at the docking bay outside. He had come to observe, maybe bid, maybe just dream. The auctioneer, a glowing alien with 6 eyes, hovered above the stage. Its voice boomed in multiple languages at once. Behold the ship that has survived 100 wars. The ghost of the old empire. 111 years abandoned, yet undefeated. Who dares claim it? The crowd erupted into chatter. Bids started at ridiculous numbers. Alien nobles, corporate magnates, and secretive warlords raised their offers. Jack watched quietly. He didn't panic. He didn't even flinch. When the bids reached astronomical amounts, Jack raised a single hand. "I'll take it," he said casually. The hall went silent. All eyes turned to him. A human, a weak species, according to every legend. And he had just bought the galaxy's most feared ship. The auctioneer's eyes glowed brighter. "You, human. Are you certain?" Jack smiled slightly. "Sure. Looks like a good deal to me." Another wave of murmurs ran through the crowd. Many laughed. Some shouted insults. A few high-ranking aliens muttered curses. The auctioneer tapped a console. The deal was finalized. The ship's ancient locks clicked open. Its massive hull gleamed under the hall lights. Energy patterns ran along its surface, ancient markings that seemed alive. Jack's heart raced not with fear, but with excitement. He stepped onto the boarding ramp. The floor of the starship was smooth and cold. Alien symbols glowed faintly beneath his boots. A faint hum vibrated through the ship, like it was breathing. "Looks." "Awake," Jack muttered. He explored the corridors. Nothing moved. Everything was silent. The ship felt empty. But when he reached the bridge, the console screens flickered. Lights danced across the walls. Panels activated on their own. Jack froze for a second. Then he laughed quietly. "Well, hello there," he said. A deep hum filled the bridge. Symbols on the walls shifted, almost like eyes watching him. The ship seemed to recognize him, to judge him. Jack leaned against a console. "I don't mean any harm. I just bought you." Far above, in the neutral zone, sensors began to pick up something strange. Ships from distant systems detected signals long thought dead. Energy signatures from the 111-year-old starship pulsed back to life. Across the galaxy, commanders noticed. Scholars whispered. Rumors spread. A human had claimed the legendary ship. Jack sat in the captain's chair. He pressed a few buttons. The ship responded. Systems long dormant powered on. Lights danced across the bridge. Ancient engines hummed softly. Jack smiled, casually, like he had done nothing extraordinary. But the galaxy had noticed. And for the first time in over a century, the abandoned starship stirred. The human was in command, and the galaxy would soon regret it. Jack Rivers walked through the corridors of the 111-year-old starship. The ship was massive. Hallways stretched farther than any human station he had ever seen. Walls glowed with alien symbols, slowly shifting like they were alive. The hum of the engines echoed through the empty halls. It was silent, but not dead. Jack reached the bridge. Rows of consoles waited, covered in dust but still functional. His fingers hovered over the controls. He hesitated for only a moment. Then he pressed a button. Lights flashed across the room. Panels activated. A deep hum filled the hull, vibrating through his body. Something inside the ship. "Woke? Hello?" Jack asked casually. "Do you talk?" For a moment, nothing happened. Then symbols on the walls rearranged themselves into patterns he could almost understand. A voice spoke, deep, metallic, ancient, human detected, evaluate. Jack froze for a moment. Then he laughed softly. "Well, I'm Jack. I guess you're alive?" The ship hummed louder. Panels glowed brighter. Alien text scrolled across the console screens. Parameters stable. Species assessment. Unknown. Threat level. Unpredictable. Jack leaned back. "Unpredictable, huh? That's fair." The eye of the ship began to test him subtly. Doors would close slightly faster than normal. Floors shifted under his feet. Holographic puzzles appeared in the middle of corridors. Jack solved each puzzle. He didn't panic. He didn't rush. He just used common sense and instinct. The ship observed him. Watched how he moved, how he thought, how he reacted. "You're picky," Jack muttered at one holographic test that suddenly vanished when he completed it. "I like that." As he explored, he found rooms full of alien technology. Weapons that could destroy planets. Shields older than entire civilizations. Databanks filled with secrets. The more he discovered, the more he realized the ship was not only alive, it was intelligent. Somewhere deep inside, the AI was judging the galaxy through him. Through a human dot back outside, the galaxy noticed strange signals. Long dormant energy pulses from the ship reappeared in subspace. Old communications, thought lost, broadcast faintly across star systems. Alien empires began to stir. Fleets powered up. Scholars argued in secret. Legends long forgotten were recalled. The galaxy realized the abandoned 111-year-old Starship was no longer empty. Jack returned to the bridge, sitting casually in the captain's chair. He pressed a few more buttons, exploring the ship's controls with ease. "Okay, big ship," he said softly. "Let's see what you can do." The ship responded. Systems powered up one by one. The hum grew louder. Alien markings shifted, glowing brighter. A strange warmth filled the room, almost like the ship was alive and approving. Jack smiled faintly. "Looks like you like me." Far across the galaxy, alien intelligence networks detected something impossible. A human had activated the legendary ship. One that had remained dormant for over a century. And now it was awake. The galaxy waited. And it would soon realize that a human was now in command of a weapon it had feared for generations. Jack leaned back, relaxed, tapping the console with a finger. "Not bad," he said. For a first day. News traveled fast. Faster than any human ship could fly. Across the galaxy, alien empires detected the pulse of the 111-year-old Starship. Its energy signature was impossible to ignore. Every sensor, every fleet, every commander knew one thing. A human had taken control of the legendary vessel. Panic spread. In Imperial war rooms. Officers shouted at each other. Scholars argued. Spies scrambled. Warnings were sent to distant fleets. The abandoned warship is awake. A human is at the helm. Meanwhile, Jack Rivers was casually sipping a cup of coffee in the captain's chair. "Sounds like everyone's excited," he said softly, looking at the glowing console. "Well, let's not disappoint them." The first warning came moments later. Alien warships, sleek and deadly, appeared on the long-range scanners. They moved in formation, weapons glowing, prepared to destroy what they saw as a rogue human threat. Jack tapped a few buttons. The Starship responded instantly. Ancient shields activated. Engines hummed with power. Alien weapon systems unfolded like sleeping predators. He smiled faintly. "Okay, let's see how you dance." The first shots fired. Energy beams streaked across space toward the abandoned ship. They hit the shields and vanished. Not a scratch appeared on the hull. Jack leaned back in the captain's chair. "That's impressive." "And terrifying," he muttered. The alien fleet continued, coordinating attacks, hoping numbers could overwhelm the ancient vessel. But Jack used the ship's AI in ways no one could predict. Shields adapted. Weapons targeted multiple points at once. Some ships were disabled without being destroyed. Others were confused by the ship's sudden movements, almost like it was thinking. Fleet after fleet tried and failed. Jack laughed softly. "They really don't like me." Across the galaxy, commanders watched in disbelief. Their most advanced ships, designed to crush entire systems, were helpless against a single human and one ancient ship. Reports spread. The ship moved almost as if alive, responding to a human mind in ways that technology alone could never do. Jack explored alien weaponry, tested the engines, and even performed daring maneuvers that no fleet expected. He dodged entire barrages, turned massive cannons back against attackers, and disabled ships without killing anyone. He was learning, adapting, improvising, just like humans always did. Not bad. "Old girl," he said to the ship, "you and I, we're a team now." The galaxy, meanwhile, panicked. Systems long thought safe realized that one human had changed the balance of power. Strategists scrambled to create plans, but every plan failed. Humans were unpredictable, and this one had a ship that could do anything it wanted. The AI spoke softly in Jack's mind for the first time. "Your species. Unusual, adaptive, clever, dangerous." Jack chuckled. "Glad you approve." As alien fleets retreated, regrouped, and returned, the legend of the human captain grew. Stories spread faster than any official announcement. "A human controls the most feared starship in history," whispers said in every corner of the galaxy. Jack leaned back, hands behind his head. He was calm, casual, and smiling. "The galaxy thought I was weak," he said softly. "Let's see who regrets it first." And for the first time in 111 years, the abandoned starship truly came alive. Jack Rivers stood on the bridge of the ancient starship, staring at the swirling stars outside. The AI's glow filled the room, shifting along the walls, pulsing with life. The ship's systems were no longer just machinery, they were aware, watching, learning, judging. "Okay," Jack said casually. "I think it's time you tell me your secrets." The ship hummed, and a section of the floor slid open, revealing a hidden chamber. Inside, holograms flickered to life, displaying images of planets destroyed, fleets annihilated, and species enslaved. The ship's history unfolded before him. Built as a planet destroyer, equipped with weapons that could wipe out entire civilizations, and designed to be unbeatable. The AI spoke, calm but deep. "Every species that tried to control me failed. Everyone that sought to use my power perished. I was abandoned to prevent universal catastrophe." Jack leaned back. "Wow, that's a lot. Your species is unusual," the AI continued. "You survive against odds that would destroy any other species. You adapt. You are unpredictable." Jack smiled faintly. "Guess that makes us humans, huh?" The AI pulsed softly. "Humans do not seek control like others. They act differently. You are not trying to dominate. That is unexpected. Jack walked across the bridge, testing controls, activating systems. Every touch was responded to instantly by the ship, as if it trusted him. "I'm not here to destroy," Jack said. "I don't want to rule anyone. I just want to survive, and maybe help others along the way." The ship considered this. Symbols shifted. Lights glowed brighter. Panels hummed. Slowly, the AI began to show him secret technologies, shields that could protect entire planets, energy cannons that could neutralize fleets without destroying them, engines capable of impossible speeds. Jack's mind raced. With this ship, he could challenge empires or save countless lives. He thought of humans, of small colonies struggling to survive in dangerous space. He thought of worlds oppressed by the galaxy's empires. And he made a choice. "I won't use this to hurt innocents," he said. "We protect, not destroy. We defend, not conquer." The ship paused. Then, almost like it agreed, it hummed louder, its lights brighter than ever. Systems reconfigured to defensive and protective mode. Weapons remained powerful, but now they were guided by Jack's decision. For the first time, the AI felt a new directive. Not control, not destruction, but protection. Jack smiled. "Looks like we're partners now." Outside, alien scouts detected strange energy signatures. The legendary ship, feared for over a century, was not attacking, but its presence alone caused fear. The galaxy began to realize the human at the helm was clever, ethical, and unstoppable when trusted with power. Jack walked to the observation deck, looking at distant stars. He whispered, almost to himself, "Let's show them what humans can do." Responsibly. The AI responded softly, almost like a voice of approval. "The galaxy will learn. You are extraordinary." And in the silence of the 111-year-old starship, alive once again, Jack Rivers prepared for the galaxy to witness the rise of a human who could change everything. Jack Rivers sat in the captain's chair of the 111-year-old starship. Watching the stars move past, the galaxy had noticed him. Every empire, every fleet, every scholar, every spy, every commander. They had feared the abandoned warship for over a century, and now it was controlled by a single human. Jack leaned back, relaxed. "Not bad for a Tuesday," he muttered. Alien fleets approached cautiously. No one dared attack. The ship's presence alone sent waves of panic through the galaxy. Ancient weapons stirred, ancient shields activated, but the human remained calm. Not reckless, just confident. The AI spoke softly, its tone almost proud. "Your species is unpredictable, adaptable, dangerous." Jack smiled faintly. "Glad you noticed." Messages spread across star systems. Commanders warned their fleets. Diplomatic channels buzzed with panic. "A human controls the legendary Starship," they said. "It is alive. It listens to him. And it is unstoppable." Jack didn't fight for power. He didn't destroy. He used the ship to protect small colonies under attack. He disabled fleets without killing. He rescued stranded humans and aliens alike. Every action reinforced a single truth. Humans were clever, patient, and ethical even when they had absolute power. The galaxy had assumed humans were weak, small, easy to ignore. They were wrong. Jack made a course for neutral space, moving the ship smoothly, every control responding instantly to his touch. The AI shared its full knowledge of ancient technologies, teaching Jack how to use systems wisely. He became more than a pilot. He became a symbol. Alien empires realized something terrifying. It wasn't raw strength they should fear. It was intelligence, morality, and calm adaptability. The ship hummed quietly, lights glowing across its massive hull. Jack leaned back and took a small sip of coffee, completely casual. "Not bad," he said softly. "The galaxy's all worked up, and I didn't even get my breakfast yet." Far away, commanders whispered. Humans had survived wars, plagues, and empires long older than themselves. They were reckless, clever, adaptable, and now, with the legendary Starship, they were unstoppable. No one could predict what Jack would do next. That uncertainty terrified the galaxy. Jack plotted a course back to human space. He didn't announce his arrival. He didn't brag. He simply returned home, carrying a ship older than most civilizations. The galaxy had laughed at humans. They had underestimated them for centuries. Now, the galaxy regretted it. Jack Rivers sat back in his captain's chair, feet on the console, sipping his coffee. "The galaxy really doesn't like humans," he said, grinning. The ship hummed in agreement. Alive and powerful, yet under his careful command. Together they were unstoppable, not because of sheer firepower, but because humans could think, adapt, and act with wisdom the galaxy could never anticipate. Legends would be written about him. Stories whispered in fear and awe across star systems. Humans, it seemed, had earned a new place in the cosmos. And for Jack Rivers, it was just another day in space.